Hello. We have a new moon coming up this Thursday, September 5th at 4:36, I think, 4:36 a.m. Pacific time. Um, this is a bit of an odd new moon. There's been in the past for the past few months. There's been a certain sort of um, consistency with what's been happening. And the planets have been grouped in very specific kinds of patterns that work together in consistent kinds of ways. Right now, the planets are spread out all over. So what this means is that there's something good and something bad for everyone. It's another one of those new moons. There are some things that can be said generally. First of all, there's a bit of a one door opening, one door closing. So many different things can be happening that to say things are good or things are bad, uh, the stressors from before remain, but there's a lot of energy. There's a weird kind of annoying energy, one particular of the difficult ones, which is a kind of one foot on the gas, one foot on the brake pedal, where it can be difficult to know how to act in the most constructive way to suit your best interests and to get you the desire you want. There's a tendency to want to push ahead, but that probably won't work to your advantage. There's a need to find a balance between kind of work and slow, steady work, like on a consistent project or plan, and more aggressive pushing. This dealing with this aspect is probably easiest for some of the fire signs, certainly Aries and Sagittarius. Although Sagittarius has its own issues with confusion and self-doubt and uh, kind of just a general sense of like, what am I doing here? Nonetheless, Sagittarius can feel energized by this aspect. Leo is very much caught up in the like kind of gritting my teeth. Do I push? Do I hold back? What do I do? That's one of the more annoying aspects that affects everyone, and that are more difficult for some than others. It's especially difficult for Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius as well. Another of the difficult aspects has to do with circumstances that seem to be going really well, or that seem to be moving as they should, moving smoothly after a great deal of work, suddenly going haywire, and perhaps in a kind of abusive or violent or particularly destructive way, like just the rug getting pulled out from under your feet. The rug may be pushed right back under your feet, or a new rug pushed under your feet. There's this kind of like disruptive energetic energy where it's like what seems to be going very well can suddenly switch, or what seems to be going badly can suddenly switch, but there's a sense of being manipulated around it as well. And this too affects everyone. The cardinal signs, which are Capricorn, Libra, Aries, and Cancer, are probably the most affected by this. And Virgo and Taurus get a little help with it, as do the water signs as well, which would be the other water signs. Well, Scorpio has its own issues, but Pisces. Pisces and Virgo also, like Sagittarius, are still dealing with a certain amount of confusion, self-doubt, possibly depression, just a lot of like a lot of difficult issues, although they too, those are the signs that still most, like more than any other sign, need to really like rely on spiritual practice, on kind of trust, on surrender, without like totally letting go of their own sense of self, whatever that is. They probably don't really know. So it's a particularly difficult time, where a particularly difficult energetic signature, where there's one particular message to give or one particular thing to say. Other than that, like, to some extent expect the unexpected. and try not to, try to take it with grace, which is going to be difficult. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of tension, that sort of push-pull. Do I move? Do I act? The one foot on the gas and the other foot on the brake pedal. I mean, that's a really annoying energy where you can be expending a lot of effort and getting nowhere. Uh, it's not like just the best thing or the only thing one can do is to step back and surrender and do nothing, because, as I said, there's a powerful energy, so there's a real feeling of need to keep moving. But more than anything, perhaps, the idea of paying attention, of awareness, of being really cognizant of the stressors that are pulling you in different directions, both internal and external, and those that you can do something about, those that you think you can't do anything about, but more than anything, sitting with them and knowing that they're there, not fighting them, and also knowing that, as Pema Chodron says, we are all in the same boat. We really are right now, even though it may not feel like that. There's the energy that insists on action and then puts up blockages and makes you stumble or prevents action, is there for everyone to deal with. Some are energized more than others, but that energy keeps shifting all around. And when you get it, you get it. And when you don't, you just got to ride the tide. One other interesting and potentially very positive quality to this energetic signature, the astrological pattern right now, is that with the new moon, at the time of the new moon, there are two unaspected planets. Mercury in Virgo and Venus in Libra, where Venus does like to be. And Mercury likes to be in Virgo also. So when a planet is unaspected, it means it's not making what is considered a major aspect to any of the other planets. Interestingly, both of these planets are at 23 degrees of their sign, but since the signs are right next to each other, it's not considered a major aspect. So what this means is that these energies are given a particular importance right now, and sometimes they may seem hard to connect to, but it's important to make that connection. So the combination of Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, which has to do with speech, and that's a very particular, honest, full of integrity, and very careful, clear kind of speech or communication, so that can include also the arts, with Libra, which is in with Venus in Libra, which is it's about love, it's about creativity, it's a particular kind of beautiful creativity, and it's about a close connection to others. Means that these energies are important to connect to, and in some way can override any of the difficulties. So what this means is that aside from everything else that I've said, it's important to creativity is very important, and particularly craftsmanlike, with an attention to beauty and care and detail, without getting overly involved in the detail. That this can be a particular saving grace. It also means that that connection to people, to loved ones, and to partners of any sort, to friends, to people that you work one-on-one with. So that can be agents or lawyers or consultants. That these two, that there's a particularly good kind of creative communication and extremely positive benefit that can come through this if you make the effort to connect to it. It's also very good for sort of honesty as a good and clear communication as a good basis of resolving any of the many conflicts that can arise with the challenging aspects that are in place right now. And that's particularly important to remember. Many of these aspects come to a peak in the next few weeks when we reach the full moon, especially the gas on the brake pedal and foot on the gas and foot on the brake pedal. And I look forward to talking to you then as you work your way through the kind of swampy maze that is the energetic signature right now, without moving so quickly that you step into quicksand or major bogs. Good luck, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.